Testing.
Hello and welcome everyone. Thank you for joining with us today for the live session. My name is Rachel and I'm the marketing executive at Zig Singapore. Our live session is on the topic of smart factory with the concept of personalization. Our speaker today, Ethan Goh, will walk you through the journey of smart automation production driven by Industry 4.0. This model of interaction promises highly flexible work processes, maximizing efficiency and productivity. Stay with us to the end to watch the demonstration by Zig, Singapore's very own smart factory. If you wish to receive the card holder as shown on the demo, you can scan the QR code as shown on the screen to submit your request. And we will send it to you the personalized gifts. So before we get started, we would like to encourage all of you to raise questions on the chat found on the control panel. And towards the end of the session, we will open the time for Q&A. And our speaker here, Ethan, will be answering your question live. So feel free to raise questions along the way. And now, without further ado, I will pass the time over to Ethan.
Thank you very much, Rachel. A very warm welcome and good morning to all of you. Thank you so much for joining us today. Here today, we are very happy to bring to you a very special, self-contained, developed just by Zig for this purpose to showcase to you our smart factory. Just a quick round of introduction. My name is Ethan, and I'm responsible here in Zig Southeast Asia for working together with customers on their journey towards Industry 4.0. So with our sensors, with our portfolio of digital cloud-based services, we work with customers. We work with their specific needs. We customize our solutions to what they require, to give them data applications, to give them the correct path of Industry 4.0. Well, SIG is all about sensors, but if you notice our company claim, we also have the words there, sensor intelligence. What does that mean? Well, throughout the showcase today, we will bring that up, sensor intelligence. But first of all, maybe I'd like just to speak a little bit about this concept of the smart factory here in the showcase that we have actually brought to you today. Really in the post-COVID-19 new normal, the topics of digitalization and smart factories, smart production, they are no longer just something which is good to have. Today, they have actually become essential for companies, for manufacturers to continue to be competitive here on the economy. And together with SIG, this is what we can provide to you is our expertise of Industry 4.0 solutions throughout our entire portfolio. So if you're looking, for example, at collaborative robot solutions, if you're looking at safety intelligence, machine vision, even using deep learning or machine learning to perform quality inspection with vision, live data analytics on the cloud, and even bringing about artificial intelligence to drive predictive applications based on all the data that has been collected, this is something that Zig can do for you today. And to showcase that, especially what we mean by our claim of sensor intelligence, that's why we have brought to you today this smart factory, and we will actually run it in action a few times later. One thing before we start is we want to make this a really, really interactive and fun session. So on your screen, you might actually see a QR code. Please scan the QR code with your mobile phone and you'll be taken to a form. And on this form, you can actually choose a color of the special gift, a credit card holder. You can choose a color and you can actually put in personalization, like a name that you want to be on this printed on this card holder. So please do that now. And what we will do on our side is that we will pick the very first name that is submitted. And later on, when we are running the demonstration, we will use this person's name and this person's choice to customize the gift, and we will send it to you. We will mail it to you. All right. So please go ahead, scan the QR code, and fill out the form so that you get a chance to see your very own customization, personalization being done live here in this very demo. Well, to talk a little bit about the concept of the smart factory, what really makes a factory smart? What makes a manufacturing process smart? What does it mean for Zig? Well, for us, it actually means three pillars. We have three pillars of smart production, three pillars of a smart factory. And those pillars are number one, flexible production. So when you have an application like what you see here, you have a very high mix, low volume kind of production going on. You have hyper personalization where down to even the lot size one kind of item, we are able to do personalization and production on that in an automated fashion. That's flexible production. The other pillar is really safe productivity. So in many cases, safety is really, really essential for protecting the operators who are working with or close to the machine. But in the past, safety is associated with reducing the productivity, perhaps because of the certain safeguards that were required. This is different today. Today, we want to see and we want to provide safety solutions which not just maintain productivity, but even help you to increase your productivity. And that's the second pillar of a smart factory, safe productivity. The last one is really transparency. Transparency through digitalization. So all of these sensors here, the robot itself, they can be viewed as data collectors. They are collecting so much data. They are telling us what they see. They are telling us how they feel. And for us to be able to efficiently collect all these critical data points from them will give us insight into the process as well as insight into the efficiency into the and this is another very big pillar of a smart factory, that is transparency, because when we have this kind or the level of transparency that we need, we get to know what's going on with our factory. We get to see whether it's keeping up to the KPIs that we have set for it. And we also are able to make improvements on what we can measure. Well, before I go in depth, and I will point out each of these three pillars to you on the factory here today. But before we do that, let's take an overview of the factory. Let's see what's going on here. And I'll just very quickly take you through what the factory is doing. All right. So we will do a blue color, and we have already selected one name from the list of submissions. Okay, very good. So we have a blue color one, and this will be for Seth. So let me just put that in. All right. So what's going on here? What you actually see that I'm interacting with, this is the ordering screen, right? So this ordering screen could be connected. You could connect to it with your mobile phone or with your tablet or through the internet. You or your customers go to this website and you put in a customized order for a certain product. Now this data gets transmitted to our smart factory, and there is firstly, number one, an application of traceability or track and trace. We actually have a barcode which is specially created. So this QR barcode or this QR code is specially created for this particular order and only this order. And this allows us to track the production of this order, input and output from the factory. So once I start to order this product, what you will see happen is that the robot arm will start to move. It will start to visualize and pick up the correct choice. It will send that into the laser printer, which is the black tower at the end there, provided by our partner Videojet. And then after that, it will do a quality check. and deliver the finished product here to me. And while all this is going on, we actually have our safety systems which are protecting this application so that if I'm getting too close to the, for example, if I'm getting too close to the robot arm, it stops. And at the same time, we also have our telematic data collector, which is IIoT edge gateway, capturing all the data from this particular setup. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press start, and you will start to be able to see this factory in motion. And also do take note of the dashboard, which we will shortly show on the screen. And that's where you can see the data points being collected and being put into a data application for transparency. So I'll go ahead and start. So what you can see there is that first the robot has to identify the position of the piece that it wants to pick up. And once it has done that, it's bringing that into the laser printing tower to customize it according to the name. Yep, so you can see it's printing right now. And as it's coming out, it does a check on the screen, and this triggers the readings of the OEE because it's the first check of the day that we're able to see that this product is correctly produced, it's passed, and now the robot is delivering it to me. So you can see that if I put my hand here and I stop or I go within the field of the safety scanner, it basically stops. As I come out, it continues by itself. And if I even get within a certain range, you notice that the robot is actually slowing down in terms of speed. So it's slowing down because I'm not at a critical nearness, but I'm somewhere nearby. And this tells the robot that, hey, be careful, you have to slow down. So I hope this was an insightful demonstration for you. And later on, we will run it again. But I hope that we were able to explain all the parts of this presentation in a way that is actually useful to you. But let's go into maybe the 3 pillars now that we were talking about. Remember what they were? They were flexible production, they were safe productivity, and they were also transparency by means of digitalization. So let's talk about the first one, flexible production. What do we show when it comes to flexible production with this particular factory? It's really all of our vision portfolio, machine vision portfolio, because you must remember, of course, that the robot is blind. Yeah, it's not able to see its surrounding or understand its surrounding unless you actually program it. But with a flexible production, with a flexible process, you can't keep programming it, right? It will not be flexible. The process has to change when the ordering is being changed. And so therefore, what we need to really enable the robot to support this kind of flexible production is we need to give the robot eyes. And this is exactly what the robot is doing. If you take a look at the camera, which is attached to the end of the robot, and you see on the screen as well, that's what the GUI looks like. It's almost like what the robot sees, is where to pick up the item and where it is actually positioned, where's the center point. All this information is being taken care of by our camera system for robot guidance. And the actual product is called PLOC, PLOC 2D, and this is working seamlessly with UR robots. The other requirement for flexible production when it comes to machine vision is quality inspection, checking the quality. And as we saw, that's what this factory is doing. When it brought the printed card holder out of the laser printer, you can actually see there's a camera which is attached to the top of the black column there. And that was doing the job of making sure that the print was good. And we make use of a technology which is very familiar to you called OCR, or optical character recognition, with this particular product, which is named Label Checker, which allows us to flexibly check different kinds of character sets. Because you must remember that every item which is coming out of this factory is unique, having its own name or having different characters. So OCR is really required at this point. The very last part about flexible production when it comes to vision is really the issue of track and trace, as I mentioned at the start. So again, we assign a barcode to every product that is coming out, and then that barcode is being read by our camera-based machine vision barcode cameras, right? And they basically do the job of providing traceability so that you know the goods which are going in and the goods which are coming out of your factory. So this is one of the pillars for flexible production that SIG is able to support you today. The second pillar is safety or safe productivity. And if you look at the scanners that we have over here, this is exactly what we are demonstrating. Because in many cases, excuse me, in many cases, when we wanted to protect a robot cell in the past, we would use a fence or we would use a physical barrier with a gate, with an emergency stop button, and that really affected productivity. Today, we want to uncage the robot. We want to make the robot free, but at the same time, we still want to make the human feel safe working together with the robot. This is the number one priority. We need to guarantee the safety of the operators as well. So how do we do both of these things at the same time? Well, this is what you can see here. So we have our safety laser scanners, which are able to set up a fully configurable field of access where I can say, hey, I'm getting a little bit too close. So the robot will slow down. So it will not stop. So production is not really affected by a robot stop. The robot is just slowing down for safety. And of course, if I'm getting way too close, yeah, that's when the robot will actually stop. But when I'm away from the robot, it continues again. And same thing for the safety light curtains that you can actually see here is that if I were to put in a finger, an arm, or a leg, that would be detected as an intrusion. And you can see that there's no fences, there's no physical boundaries that need to be checked. The robot is free and it's doing its job. So really, this is the case for safe productivity. We help you to actually protect the humans which are working around the robot, because sometimes you must remember that although yes, a cobot is safe, but what about the end effector of the cobot, or what about the item which the cobot is carrying? So if the cobot is carrying a dangerous item or a sharp object, even just a little bit of force is enough to cause a little bit of harm to an operator, and we need to prevent that. So this is the second pillar. We have safe productivity, which really means that we still ensure 100% safety for the operator, but at the same time, we use safety as a way to not just not affect the productivity, but actually even to increase the productivity. Well, the very last pillar that we have to talk about is transparency. And we must remember, as I've mentioned, that all of these sensors, the robot itself, they are data collectors. They are collecting tons of data. What we need to do is we need to find a way to cut through that noise. We need to identify the critical data that we need, and we need a way to bring it out of the sensors, collect it somewhere, do certain processings on it, and then maybe send it to somewhere else, be it on-premise server or a cloud server. And this is exactly what we are doing with the telematic data collector that you see on the table there, the little blue box with the wireless antennas. So this little thing is connected to all the components of the smart factory, and it's actually recording the critical data and doing an application of what we call overall equipment effectiveness. And this is what you can see there on the dashboard. I'll just quickly bring you through the dashboard. This updates in real time. It's an on-premise dashboard, but we can also bring it to the cloud, no issue. And you can see that it's basically measuring 3 parameters of OEE, which are availability, performance, and quality. Availability being out of the KPI that we have set, right? How long is the machine or the factory running for? And then performance being that in the time that the machine or the factory is running, how much does it produce as compared to how much we expect it to produce? And finally, quality, which is for the number of pieces that it has produced, yeah, how much actually pass the quality inspection and how many fail, yeah. So this is what we can see on the dashboard, and we've also put in some, live so-called updates for the safety scanner, and this is really important, right? So that whenever there's a safety event, the operator or the maintenance, the production manager can be actually aware of it and can also start to investigate why did this safety event happen? Why did the robot stop? How did this affect my production? So the goals and really the benefits of this kind of transparency is number one, to really increase the quality and the throughput of your equipment and machines, and also to reduce the downtime, which might be caused by a fault or a certain issue like a safety event. Well, this is the end of my presentation, more or less, and just some final words on the concept of this smart factory is that really here at Zig, we want to be your digital solutions partner. We want to work together with you to transform your business. If you are looking for a way to move away, just from industrial automation, what you already have, and you are wanting to move towards Industry 4.0 to make more of what you already have, to become more profitable, to become more productive, we are your partner because we have expertise on the industrial level with our sensors, with the shop floor, but we also bring our expertise now on the digital level. So we are able to uh, provide data applications on the data floor, which is providing you with insights to the data that we collect from the shop floor. Everything in one place, we can make your business future proof. So we have, okay, so I'll pass this now over to Rachel, and she will take over the rest. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Okay, thank you, Ethan. And I think that because there's an overwhelming response from the ground and we received some requests on the demo, is it okay that we run one more time the demo, Ethan?
Yes, yes, of course, it is okay.
Okay, we have a friend from Vietnam that is requesting for an engrave of rose gold color and engrave NTP.
Okay.
Yeah. So we'll run the demo one more time. So if you would like to receive your own personalized card holder, you can still submit the request via the QR code on the screen. It will bring you to a survey page. You can submit your information there.
Okay, is it ready? I can run it?
Yes.
Okay.
You can begin.
So I will start to run.
So as the demo is running, you all can submit your question. If you have any question, please raise it on the chat and Ethan will be answering here live.
All right. Nice.
Okay, thank you very much for the demonstration. I received some question here already. So just to mention, you all can continue to raise the question. So the first question that I received is, what interface is available on the gateway?
Right, that's a very good question. This gateway is extremely versatile. So in addition to analog signals from the sensors, it also can connect to interfaces such as a digital. It has digital input and outputs. It connects to serial interfaces as well, such as RS 485, RS 422, 285, and also SSI and one wire. It also connects to CAN bus as an interface. And of course, with the Ethernet ports, you have all the protocols like TCP IP, HTTP, MQTT, OPC UA, and even others. So it's really very versatile. It doesn't only work with 6 sensors, it also works with any machine, really. As long as the protocol is being supported, it works with any machine and any sensor from any supplier.
Okay, thank you very much. And the next question also, does SIG have any experience or success story on digital solution?
Yes, we do. We do. In fact, this is one of my roles here. I consult with customers in Southeast Asia, and we do have a success story. I can't, of course, I can't mention the customer's name, but this was a big size food manufacturer, a big size food manufacturer that really had an issue, as all the goods from the raw material to the finished goods is moving through his facility. He didn't have visibility into every station that the good is going to, or you can say like every machine which is going through. He doesn't know how long is the dwell time. Was there any issue with the quality? So what we did was we actually came in as a digital solutions consulting team from SIG, and we actually helped them to understand their requirements, to propose a complete solution using our RFID portfolio, our RFID sensors, all the way to the cloud application where the customer was able to have a very, very nice dashboard and reporting tool where he could actually see in real time the movement of his goods and also download reports and analysis that were built on his requirements. So that's just one example of a success story, and we have many others as well.
All right, thank you, Ethan. And I think that for the one that asking this question, maybe it's probably possible that if you have any other question, you can get in touch with us or leave your contact and we will come and get in touch with you. All right, and thank you, Ethan, for the sharing. So, if you wish to receive a copy of the live recording session or have further question, please direct it to marketing.gsg@sig.com, or you can also scan the QR code appeared on the screen right now, which will take you to a survey page. Please leave your comment and your feedback. With the email address provided, we will also send you the recording links once it is ready. Thank you, everyone. We appreciate having all of you here today. We'll leave the QR code image on for a few minutes, and we have the next session coming at 3 p.m. And we hope to see you again. Hope you enjoy your time and have a good day. Thank you.